What's up, guys? I'm going to be doing some more tactics today. All right, so let's jump right into it. This is going to be one of those counting tactics where we have to figure out which way to recapture this knight. That's clearly the focal point, F2. So we have on this knight 3 attackers, and they have 2 defenders. So now we just have to determine which way to recapture, either with the rook or with the knight. So if we retake with the rook, knight recaptures, and knight recaptures. And we've gotten 2 minor pieces for the rook. So, I mean, that's good. It's about like a pawn up. Yeah. But let's see if there's something better with this. So if knight recaptures, rook recaptures, we get 2 rooks, or I'm sorry, 2 minor pieces for 1 minor piece. That seems like that would be the way to go. We also have, let's see, bishop recaptures here. So bishop takes e2, knight takes d3. Is that an exchange? Bishop takes e2. We also do rook. Yeah, knight takes e2, because we can't recapture with the rook. So we're up an exchange that way. But a full minor piece is better than an exchange, so let's do that. All right. First one down. All right, let's take a look. So, got some pressure. The white king has some back rank issues right here. We've got a lot of open files. The queen and the rooks are coordinating against the black king. We don't really have any threats right now against our king. So what I'm thinking right off the bat is I want to attack this minor piece. Swing the rook over to f8. Then I'm assuming we're going to have rook to f1, guarding. And then what do we have from there? Anything? I think at that point we can just bring our queen over to f6 and keep piling up on this pawn and start putting pressure down this row. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I think that's the point of this tactic. Okay. Now I have to decide whether to recapture with the rook on e2 or f8. I think it's pretty obvious that you'd want to recapture with the rook on f8 so that you have both rooks on the 7th rank and the queen applying pressure here. That's pretty much game over at that point. So, awesome. Okay. Probably should have calculated this all the way out. Rather than just figuring out what the best move is one at a time. So I do want to work on my ability to calculate. So I'm thinking at this point, it looks like queen c2 is pretty crushing. I don't see how they stop all of that pressure along the 2nd rank. I don't even see what the defense is to that. Do they have any checks they can follow up with? Just a few spite checks. I mean, they could bring the queen to d3 or f5, but those are clearly defended, so I'm going to try that. I don't see a solution. No? All right. So what am I missing here? What am I missing? I would like to be able to get pressure with the queen on h2. But seeing as I'm on the light square, I don't see how that happens. If I check right here, queen recaptures, rook takes g2, king takes. Is there a check? I guess I can give a check right on c2 and pick up a piece. Maybe that's the tactic. So let's see. Let's take a look at the starting position. Is quite the calculation. All right, so let's try and visualize that. So rook to f8. Then we have queen d5, stopping the potential mate on g2. Knight on f takes. Then we have g3, stopping the queen from being able to come in and having the black queen coming to g2, and keeping the white queen on d5, putting pressure on g2, protecting that. However, at that point, we are able to give a check, and then queen recaptures, rook recaptures, and pick up the piece there. So, all right, these ones are getting a little tough. I'm probably going to be failing a few of them. Next few moves, yeah, then just swoop up that rook. All right, let's keep going. I think that we did this one last time. I'm pretty sure this was the one that we lost 74 points, so I can remember exactly what happened. Knight here, forking this rook and this queen and this rook on e2 and d1. Then if pawn recaptures, pawn takes knight on c3, queen takes d1, rook takes d1, rook takes d1, and we're up a full rook, or up an exchange. If queen takes queen on d6, rook takes with check, and then we capture queen, up an exchange again. However, the reason that we can't do this one, because it, let's see, or no, sorry, not this one. Knight to f4, like we did in the last video, is because they have the defense of rook to d2, basically stopping all of that and eliminating the rook capture on e2 with check. So let's go ahead and do this. Okay. And let's recapture. Perfect. All right. Well, that was an easy couple points, seeing as we've already done that. Almost like cheating. So immediately I see that this rook is in under attack right here. Seeing that once I do take, I have this file open. The F file is open for them to come, but I'm not seeing a lot of pieces. One of the things you want to look at is how many pieces do they have around your king? Do you have enough defenders? So the attackers versus defenders ratio. And there's a good book on that called Attacking with Michael Tal, or Michael Tal, who is, I think, everyone's one of their favorite chess players just for how creative he was. And just how wild he was. So let's go ahead and calculate through this. I'm going to calculate the recapture. So f takes g5. Then we have g takes h7 check. And we have to decide how we want to respond to that. Do we want to recapture, or do we want to tuck our king into h8? My instinct is to tuck my king into h8. I don't want another open file where the queen can come in on h5, although, yeah, I won't really have any defenders there. That, see if the knight comes in to, say, g3, their knight to g3. Their queen follows with my king here. It looks like I'm open to a lot of threats, especially with this file being here, or right here, rather. It just does not seem good. Also, they have this move, e4, bringing their bishop in. So they have a discovered check. At that point, I'm sure I'm missing the real point here. And we can take a look at it with an engine afterwards, but I'm going to go ahead and tuck my king away. So let's take a look at what actually happens if I recapture. So yeah, knight comes here. Then we have this rook coming in here, this queen coming in here. It's not looking good. It's looking really good for white, not good for black, even with that piece. All our pieces are queens out of play on, let's see, what is this, b6. It's not looking good for black in this position. However, their pawn does provide some good defense. And we can bring the knight in, start bringing our pieces over to the king side where we're going to want to focus all of our attack. So, awesome. Let's take a look at the next one. Okay, so always look at undefended pieces. This one really simple. Yeah, queens are great for attacking multiple pieces at the same time. So just gonna swoop those up. That is that. All right, perfect. Those ones are really easy. So as long as you've always got your eye on undefended pieces, so this move right here. Now the rook is hanging. Before it was defended by the pawn on g6 or g7, and the bishop guarding it as well. So that's what you're looking at. Okay. A lot of stuff going on here. We got a passed pawn on d5. We've got the king. He looks pretty undefended. Looks like we can come in and grab this piece right away. So let's take a look. So if we go rook to f7, he's going to want to grab our passed pawn. So let's see here. I think if you were to do that, okay, so say we do rook f7 check, king e4, maybe I'm going to want to go knight f6, so knight f6 to guard my passed pawn. And it's with check, so I still get to pick up this bishop. So I think that's what I'm going to go ahead and do right there. That seems to be the best option. All right. So these ones are rated kind of high, but they seem pretty easy. These ones are pretty straightforward. So I'm assuming we're going to get some hard ones pretty soon. All right. Now let's take a look at what we have here. Hanging pieces. This right here, this queen. That bishop, we've got this rook coming in right here. Can we go in straight away? What is the defense there? We've got this battery with the queen and the bishop there, and this sort of discovery right there, but I'm not seeing too much with that. So I wonder if I come in rook to c2. I'm not seeing what the problem is, what the issue is with that, because we have this piece is defended, and they don't have time to do anything because their queen's under attack. So they can't take because they lose their queen. Yeah, I'm not seeing any defense for them. Okay. Now they're threatening this move right here. I'm going to want to probably remove their knight, stopping the queen coming in here, and then it looks like that bishop's going to be lost at that point. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Yeah. Okay, we're still playing. I don't know. I've got a couple options here. I've got discoveries on the on this bishop. But they're going to be okay. So let's see. What is the threat that they have? Got bishop and queen on my knight. Okay. So I'm risking losing a pawn. So bishop takes knight, pawn recaptures, and then queen takes. I can stop this by bringing my queen to c6, but then I've got back rank issues with this rook coming down. Not quite sure what the point is, what I'm missing here. I mean, I'm up a full piece. I'm kind of fine being down this pawn. I'll have the queen here, but I don't really. I guess I could stop a lot of this with the knight right here, knight to d5, attacking the queen. But I'm not really seeing any follow-up. I am not sure. There's got to be something that I'm missing, and I'm not entirely sure what it is. And it's probably frustrating the 1 or 2 people who watch these videos. So let's take a look. I mean, I kind of, my first instinct is to just, oh, you know what? The bishop to c2, they take the knight. I'm fine recapturing that and winning in exchange. That doesn't seem to bother me, and a lot of my back rank issues are solved. Is that the solution? Is that what they're going for here? I can also just capture this pawn and lose this pawn here, but it's not. I'm not seeing any real threats, and I'm not exactly sure what I'm supposed to be looking for. Oh, you know what? Well, no, that doesn't work either. I was going to say we have this kind of fork right here with the bishop and queen, but the rook can take. And if rook takes, we have a check. King here. Takes, is that I'm really not seeing what I'm supposed to be doing here. What I'm missing. So I don't know if I want to just attack the queen and get the knight out of the attack. If that's the best bet for me, or what I want to do here. So here are my candidate moves that I'm looking at are either d5 or bishop c2. This hits this and that, but they have the defense of that. I guess I'm just going to end this sort of this loss of the pawn and take the queen. All right, I guess that was the point, is that we were being threatened to lose a pawn. So got it right. So I guess that one was a little tough, just because I was having a hard time following the point. I wasn't understanding the point, because it doesn't seem too bad for me. Like let's take a look. If I were to do something like this, what happens? Oh, wow. Yeah, that's I completely missed my back rank issues entirely. That is embarrassing. Yeah, that is rookie stuff right there. So I got lucky. Let's take a look. I wanna go through all of that again. So knight comes into e5. Let's turn the engine off for a second. So we have rook c2, then queen to b3, knight takes, bishop takes. Let's do this so it's easier for you guys to follow along. So rook c2, queen b3, knight takes e5, bishop takes e5. What did we have there? Oh yes, rook takes bishop, queen takes b6, and now right here we have the threat of rook d1 or rook d8 and queen d8, and I don't have a lot of defenders, so that has to be stopped with queen d5. So that's the point. The point that I missed was that we have back rank issues that need to be critically addressed. So let's just go through this one more time. Boom, 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 boom. Takes, and this stops the rook from coming, as well as gets rid of that. So I don't really think I deserve this rating. 2100. I didn't calculate it all the way out. Just getting lucky. So that's. Okay, so this piece is in pre, but we have this battery down on here. We do have a discovered check. That point that may come into handy. May come in handy later. So let's just take a look at recaptions and see what happens and take it from there. So rook takes e5, rook takes rook, f takes e5. We now have an isolated pawn on e5. King somewhat undefended. His light squares are weak. And this whole operation dropping in here seems to be somewhat of a pain in the ass, and we don't really have flight squares out because this is covered. So let's see. Rook takes e5. Rook takes e5. F takes e5. Queen takes d5 check. Queen takes. Rook takes. It's not looking. I mean, we've got a rook, and pawn in game with an isolated pawn. Their pawn structure is going to be better. 3, 2. We're down a pawn. We're going to drop this pawn on e5. We're going to be stuck defending that in the in game. It's not looking like a good in game for black. So I don't want to go down that road. I don't go down that road at all. That looks terrible. So let's see what some of our other options are. Let's see. Let's take a look at this. If knight takes c3 check, say queen recaptures. Yeah, we're just down a piece. That's not going to be too good. Recapture a pawn. Rook takes. Rook takes. Pawn takes. Queen's right there. Queen takes. Again, that's bad. And then they'll have this open file as well. Wait, but we do have this right here. So let's see. Let's take another look. Knight takes. If queen takes, pawn takes. Then we would have to, then at that point, recapture here, recapture with the rook. And then they would recapture, we would recapture. I don't even know where we're at right now with this, what's going on. This doesn't seem to be too good. So say we had something like this, like knight takes, probably bishop takes, then what? Rook takes, rook takes. We're just down a piece. It's not looking good. That's a terrible idea. Wonder what about rook to d8, threatening this discovery. But that's not too much of a concern for white. Say I do a discovery, they can just recapture on d8 and get 2 rooks for the queen, which is not bad. I mean, that's good. And then we still have to deal with this. So I'm not sure how to recapture. This is driving me insane. Looking at this and not knowing which way to recapture is just out of my freaking mind. The problem that I'm seeing is that we have this check. They recapture, queen captures with check. And so I don't, it kind of forces my hand. So I'm a little stuck as to what to do in this position. So it's going to take me some time to work this out. I'm wondering this knight to b4 idea. Certainly the queen, if recaptures, yeah, don't see anything. I mean, I have this open file, but this c square, c2, is guarded by this queen. So what I am thinking, no, we don't have enough here. What I have some ideas of for a checkmate motif is if we were able to get the queen off of this diagonal and one of these rooks gone, then I have the ability to bring my queen to c2, check, forcing the king there. Then queen to c1, rook recaptures, and checkmate, assuming this isn't here and this isn't here. So there are ways to get them out. So I wonder if we have rook takes e5, rook takes e5, knight to b4, or even knight to f4, both hitting the queen. I kind of want to explore b4 because that has the idea of that with this rook being gone. But I'm not sure what to do after recaptures. Take. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and recapture here and then see if that helps. Okay, because I'm having a hard time calculating. So then Okay, so we also have this. If we clear the knight here, we also have this attack here. But no, I'm not. I'm just not getting enough here. So if I do, say, what about even something like, because we have this, some sort of check. The king, his light squares, he has a check there, but the queen is guarding it pretty heavily. So let's take a look at knight b4, and then where? The queen can just come, well, the queen can't actually come back into there. So knight b4, c takes b4. C takes b4. Oh, way to scoop up a rook. I'm just kind of down the exchange right now, and down a pawn. So I'm not seeing my compensation. I've got 3 pieces on this. So I'm just assuming in order to even stay in the game, this knight is going to have to move somewhere. That's just the way that I'm looking at it. Yeah, it just does not look good. I wonder if the point is I can move the knight to f4 with putting pressure on the queen. That way I can recapture. And I'm a piece. Is that the point? Am I missing something that simple? I guess so. I guess that's what it was. Wow. So I am kind of struggling today. It seems so easy in retrospect. I don't know why I wasn't able to calculate that. So pawn. So rook takes, knight, rook over here. Sorry, rook over here. Queen takes, and we're just up a piece. So okay. Let's take a look. Yeah. Valuation's 2 points in our favor. All right. It's a little frustrating to be this bad at tactics, but I'm gonna get there eventually. All right. So we can immediately see this queen battery on g6. The knight's also going there, so I think they're going to do some sort of sack, and it's probably going to be bad because it's going to come in with check. So say knight sack here. Then we've got, if we recapture, bishop takes. Is that so bad? I don't know. Let's take a look. Pieces that are hanging. Clearly we have the knight over here, so I'm wondering if we kick that knight away, where does it go? It has a home here. It has a home there because we've got this defense right there. Seems fine. That kind of stops that sacrifice idea, although I'm not, the more that I'm looking at it, the more I'm not too worried about it. So now I'm wondering about, so the knight's home is right here and right here. And this knight's home is only existing because we have access right here. So I want to say, if we're able to do this, that stops it, and then from there I can go here. Here are guarded, and the knight is trapped. But, however, we do have the bishop. You can just retake. But I think from there we have a double attack. So pawn here, bishop takes. Sorry, my arrows are all over the place. Bishop takes, and now we have queen again. Double attack right there. And then we've got this knight hitting that. That seems to be the point of this tactic. All right, there we go. There we go. My tactic rating is hyperinflated right now. I like that. I'm going to take a screenshot of that. All right. Let's do one more for today and call it. Okay. So we already did this one, so it's going to be another variation on it. I'm not even going to bother calculating anything out at this point and just move this. I know that's there. Like d5. Okay. All right. Scoop it up. There we go. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you learned something. Bye.